This is why I urge caution, because we still need a C wave down. All right. And so right here, you're basically getting a B wave, and B waves, corrective waves, all come in threes. So right here, not to confuse anybody, but this is kind of the game. It's you have to kind of see nested corrections, nested moves within moves to make sense of this. There's an A, B, C. If you look linearly and you're not creative and you have trouble, if you're very rigid in your thinking, it's going to be very difficult for you to make sense of the wave principle, and you may not even find it useful. Okay, but this does take some creativity. But at the same time, although you want to be creative, you also want to be strict in the principles and the rules and the guidelines. You don't want to be too wishy-washy, and then you have nothing to go off of, right? So there's a delicate balance between both. Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is January 31st, 2022, and Bitcoin is pumping. However, I advise caution, all right? Because I believe that we are in a B wave. All right, let's get into it. Hope everybody's doing well and had a great weekend. All right, so more candles, more information, more refined analysis. All right, that's how we roll. You don't necessarily have to get it right the first time, right? But as time goes on and as the chart gets a little more fleshed out, you can look back on your previous plays, your previous sort of assumptions, what you thought the price was doing, and refine your analysis. And that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, I still believe that we are in a zigzag formation, right? And a zigzag is basically a 5-3-5 sort of corrective wave in Elliott wave theory. I'm going to turn the magnet off. That's driving me crazy. All right. So one thing I realized is the 5 waves go up here. Okay, not here. This is 5 waves, but this is wave 4, and this is an ascending or an ending diagonal. Okay, that's one thing I realized. So I'm going to change that. Prior to, I don't know, Sunday, I had my A wave up here and my B wave starting here. Okay, but I've changed that. Right? Basically looking at this movement right here, and I'm going to count this out, and I'm seeing 5 waves. I had trouble counting this at first, right? And so I wrestled with it a ton, but this to me is wave 3. All of this is wave 3. This is wave 4, and this is an ending diagonal wave 5. Okay, so that to me is what I'm seeing. And so zooming back out on the 15 or 30-minute chart, I'm taking that to be my 5 waves up, my A wave. Okay, and then I'm taking this to be my B wave right here, starting with this as your A wave. And all of this that we're in right now, as I said in the beginning of the video, is a B wave. This is why I urge caution, because we still need a C wave down. All right. And so right here, you're basically getting a B wave, and B waves, corrective waves, all come in threes. So right here, not to confuse anybody, but this is kind of the game. It's you have to kind of see nested corrections, nested moves within moves to make sense of this. there's an A, B, C. If you look linearly and you're not creative and you have trouble, if you're very rigid in your thinking, it's going to be very difficult for you to make sense of the wave principle, and you may not even find it useful. Okay, but this does take some creativity. But at the same time, although you want to be creative, you also want to be strict in the principles and the rules and the guidelines. You don't want to be too wishy-washy, and then you have nothing to go off of, right? So there's a delicate balance between both. But this is what I'm seeing in the charts, right? I'm seeing this right here as my A wave, my 5-wave A wave, okay? I'm seeing this as my 3-wave B wave. And so after we get to this point, approximately 35,000, between 35 and 36,000, right? Something like that. We can look more carefully in a moment. Then I expect 5 waves up to the 42K, 41 to 43K region, okay? But not before we get here, okay? So this is why I'm urging caution. This is just a B wave. This is the last leg of the B wave. This is an impulsive portion of the B wave. This is the pump that we're currently in. So I'm just urging caution, not financial advice, but this is what I'm seeing on the charts, not just in Bitcoin, but all across the board, okay? And just to guesstimate, if we take this A wave and we retrace this B wave up to, first of all, before we do that, let's see where we think this C wave of B can go to, okay? So very simply, we take our Fibonacci extension tool, we take the A wave, distance of the A wave, retracement of the B wave, and extend it to the 1 to the 1, 2, 3, 6 Fibonacci extension. So I expect C to actually come up to this region right here. And this makes sense. Let me just remove this. This makes, let me remove all of this actually. Let's zoom out on the 4-hourly time frame. If you all recall, and I removed it, but I'm going to put it back. There is a line of resistance, a massive line of resistance that we formed over time in this downtrend. Okay, and this is 3-month, in this 3-month downtrend, you can see very clearly this line of resistance has 1, 2, 3 touch points. Okay, so it's a valid, more than valid line of resistance. I anticipate this C wave come up and butt its head up against this line of resistance, which would give you a Fibonacci extension, let me turn the magnet on now, of around the 786, maybe it wicks up above the 786. But, typically we expect these C-wave extensions of ABC extensions to go to between the 1 and the 1236. It's possible that they hit the 786. Improbable, but also possible that they only extend to the 618. I've seen it once or twice. But yeah, this is what I'm anticipating. I'm anticipating this pump, this impulse to butt its head right against our 3-month resistance, at which point I do expect our 5-wave impulse down for our C wave of this A, B, C correction, okay? And remember, because this is, so let's zoom back in. Because this is a zigzag, okay? One of the guidelines that the wave principle lets us know, or that the wave principle teaches, is that the zigzag B wave only retraces to between the 0.5 and the 618. So if you were to take the Fibonacci retracement tool from the top, from the bottom to the top of this purported A wave, right? Because we said this was 5 waves up, right? With an ending diagonal right here. You can't expect this C wave to come too much further below 35, what is this? About 35K, okay, where the 618 is. So that's what I'm seeing on the charts. And let's look laterally, meaning let's look in other sort of big cryptos, top 10 cryptos like Ethereum, and see if this would make sense also in this asset, right? This has been mirroring Bitcoin. So I do also count 5 waves with an ending diagonal here, right? And then I have an A wave, a break of an initial break of trend that's actually targeting the wave 4 of the previous degree, right? That's telltale A wave, right? And this is your B wave. B waves come in threes, so you got A, B, C. I anticipate that this come up here, and then again, I anticipate that we get our fully fledged flat correction B wave, right? That's A wave. This is your B wave, 3 waves. It's legit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I'm seeing the same thing in Ethereum. And now let's just quickly look at Litecoin. And so in Litecoin, I'm going to delete that. We have, once again, 5 waves with an ending diagonal, okay? An A wave, break of structure, taking you to a little bit below wave 4 of the previous degree, right? A, B, C, B wave, 3 waves in the B wave. I also anticipate 5 waves down to complete this B wave, right? Remember, these things are nested. And this is kind of where you can know about the wave principle. You can know about, an ABC correction, and, that it has 3 waves, that is zigzag, retraces between the 0.5 and the 618. You can know all those things. But this is where your skill in practice shows in chart hours, and just looking at this stuff over and over on different time frames. You can make sense, and your mind's not gobble, or your mind's not completely twisted by these nested corrections, right? Corrections within corrections don't really turn you around and confuse you to all hell, right? You can still step back and see 5 waves here, 3 waves here, 3 waves here, and so you're expecting 5 waves here. And within this three wave structure, you can also see 3 waves, and that doesn't mess with you too much, okay? So this is what I'm seeing on the charts, and it's consistent across the board. Again, I didn't see this initially. I saw some version of this, but so I'm trading, as many of you know, full time, and I'm currently in a long, and I didn't see this at first, but it's not necessary to see everything 100%. It's quite difficult to see exactly how a B wave will progress, and then how structures within the B wave, so a nested B wave, will progress. It's very difficult. But what's important is that you practice proper risk management. You don't have too high leverage, so that you have space to play. You always have some money aside to add to a margin, to keep your position, so on and so forth, to move your stops, to stay in a trade if you choose to do so, not cut your losses if you think you can still win the trade, so on and so forth. So this is what I'm learning. This is what I've learned. You don't have to be 100% at first read, but as time moves on, as more candles print, you want to adjust, you want to refine your read and see if it makes sense, not only just in Bitcoin or whatever asset you're trading, but across the board in other cryptos, because there's a lot of sort of simulacrums, right? There's a lot of mirroring patterns. They're not exactly the same, but there's mirrored patterns. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. If you like this kind of content, if you find value in it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and share if you think other people can also benefit from sound technical analysis. I'll see you guys tomorrow.